Hey, what's up, guys? This is Seawell here, and today it's been a little while actually. Today we're gonna change things up a bit. We're gonna focus on a little bit of photography. I've been getting a lot of photography questions, and it seems like I'm gonna really convert my channel into a photography channel slash tech channel because technology does help with photography. If you know the right tools and the right things to support your tools, you get better pictures. So first review, photography review is actually one of my most recent lenses, and a lens I go to most of the times for a lot of my work. It's light, it's portable, it's easy to use, and it's no other than the 40 millimeter Pancake. I mean, this thing is so small. It's half the width. It's almost the same width as the cover for the lens, the cover for the rear part of the lens, and it's actually really light. And some of the pros of this lens is basically it's light. That's the first thing I would say. I guess the top five things of this lens: it's light, it's quick to focus, um, the colors are great, it's sharp. That's two right there. That's four right now. And the fifth, I would say the fifth most popular thing is that it's portable. You can stick this in your pocket, in your coat pocket, pants pocket. Just whip it out, throw it on your camera, and you're ready to go. And I've heard a lot of people say, well, how can you really frame a 40 millimeter frame? How can you really frame a picture into 40 millimeters? It's going to be so wide, and so it's just a weird type of framing to do with this lens. But I mean, I'm using the full frame, I use the 5D, and most of the times you move yourself until you get the shot that you want. You move around until you get the shot that you want, and that's really it. I mean, you can't. There's no magic to making a 40 millimeter look nice. And besides moving around, you can actually crop your shots, especially with these 18 megapixels, 21 megapixels, 22 megapixel cameras. You could just shoot the shot, get as close as you possibly want in frame, and then just crop off the edges or crop the top, crop the bottom. So it's really up to you. I'm actually going to show some shots that I've used this lens for. Um, so this one here, black and white shot I did over by Bryant Park, and I pretty much just framed her up, took the shot, and I cropped off the edges a little bit more because I was really wanted to post this on Facebook and Instagram. So I didn't want it too rectangular. I wanted it to look more square, and I just cropped the top, cropped the bottom, and threw it up. And the lens gave me, I mean, it was sharp. I thought I was shooting at f8. I think I was actually shooting at 2.8. The lens was wide open, but because it was daylight and I had steady hands, the image came out sharp. This next image was shot. It was a rainy day, lens was getting wet. I actually at this point I had a little issue with the lens because this is actually a replacement for the one I was using at the time. But this lens actually had a ding in the lens where the lens actually fell, and there was a chip in the actual focus ring. So the lens would stick from time to time. So I had to loosen the actual focus ring, reframe my shot, shoot it, and then the lens would get its focus, and then I would take the picture. So it was a little tricky. And then this last picture was another silhouette shot, which is a silhouette shot here, and I actually had the shot a lot wider. You get like she was sitting on a bench, so you get in the back part of the bench. You get a little bit more of the ceiling, so I just cropped those portions out to focus in on the subject and play with the contrast and post, and everything came out great. So I definitely recommend this lens. I would give this lens, scale of 1 to 10, I would give this lens a 8, a solid 8. Because unlike the 50 millimeter 1.8, it is portable, it is light, but it's not as you can see, there's actually a silver metal back to this lens. Whereas the 50 actually is made out of plastic. So I'll give it an 8, not just because it's metal, but like those five things I listed, the lightness, the sharpness, and the steer step and motor. Which that basically means the motor doesn't have that gear feeling that you have when you turn a lens when it's actually off or disconnected from the camera. It actually feels like a smooth, consistent motion. It doesn't stick, and that's what makes it so quick to focus. and it's actually excellent for when you're shooting video. I'm actually using a different lens right now, but I will use this lens for future videos on YouTube. So you will see how sharp it is. And the other three videos I've done was using the Pancake lens. So Pancake is great, not just the food, but the Pancake lens. The 40mm Pancake 2.8 by Canon is an excellent lens. I give it a solid 8. Only reason I wouldn't give it a 9 is it's not L series. It's a good construction. It's light. I've actually used this for weddings, not exclusively, but throughout the reception. You know, when I just need a wider shot, when I'm using close primes, I just throw this lens on, and on the 5D you get a lot of real estate to cover. So yeah, the 40mm Pancake from Canon. I definitely recommend it for video, for still photography, for portraits. You just have to be really careful with the head, because you could get some barrel. It does give you some barrel distortion. So you just have to frame it maybe a little further back and zoom in, crop and zoom a little bit to get the shot that you want. But it's good for landscape shots. It's good for medium to wide shots. So I'd recommend the Pancake lens from Canon. This is Seawell Guys, signing off.